It's amusing how the universe subtly communicates with us, isn't it? I often find myself pondering the cosmic ballet unfolding above our heads. I've always been captivated by astrology, but it wasn't until recently that I started to see the connections between my life experiences and the predictions linked to my zodiac sign. It feels like every twist and turn in my journey has been woven into a grand narrative that I'm just starting to comprehend. Recently, I came across some fascinating insights from Nostradamus, which sparked an enlightening moment for me. His predictions regarding wealth and power for specific zodiac signs in 2024 truly piqued my interest. Now, I can already hear some of you thinking, isn't that just a load of nonsense? I used to think the same way, but hear me out. Nostradamus had a unique perspective on the world that can illuminate potential paths in our lives if we remain open to it. So let's embark on this cosmic journey together and explore which signs are in for an exhilarating experience. You might be surprised to see how these ancient prophecies reflect our personal journeys. It's not solely about foreseeing wealth. It's also about recognizing the inherent strengths we already possess and how we can utilize them to mold our futures. All right, let's dive in. First on the list is Leo, often seen as the royalty of the zodiac. I've always admired the confidence Leos radiate. They seem to walk into a room and instantly command attention, don't they? According to Nostradamus, 2024 promises to be an extraordinary year for them. It's not just their innate charm, it's their remarkable ability to transform challenges into opportunities that truly distinguishes them. I've witnessed many Leos rise from setbacks, almost as if they thrive under pressure. While others may hesitate, they leap forward, viewing adversity as a stepping stone. I recall a friend of mine, a Leo, who faced a major career setback. Instead of succumbing to disappointment, she seized that moment to pivot and explore new avenues. Fast forward a year, and she not only secured a job that suited her better, but also emerged as a leader in her new field. That encapsulates Leo energy, determination paired with a talent for rallying support. Nostradamus suggests that this year will amplify those qualities. Leos are natural networkers, and in 2024, they should fully embrace that skill. Building relationships will unlock significant financial opportunities for them. It's all about forming alliances and not shying away from collaboration. This might sound familiar, but think of Neil Armstrong, another renowned Leo. His journey exemplified pushing boundaries, taking bold risks to achieve what once seemed impossible. As Leos navigate the year ahead, channeling that same adventurous spirit could lead them to incredible heights. But it's not just Leos who will shine in this cosmic cycle. Other signs will also experience shifts in fortune and influence, making it crucial to remain mindful of the broader patterns at play. Each sign has distinct traits and strengths that can be harnessed for success. Whether you identify with Leo or another sign, there lies an opportunity for growth and transformation. As we continue our exploration of the other zodiac signs and their prospects for 2024, let's remember that these predictions aren't set in stone. The stars may guide us, but they certainly don't confine us. We possess the power to shape our destinies. So let's delve deeper into the cosmos and see what awaits us. If you're still here with me, go ahead and drop a comment below this video with your favorite number, or simply say, "I'm here." Wishing you all the best as you navigate your journey. Scorpios, if you've ever found yourself immersed in intense thoughts or passionately pursuing a goal, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've always admired Scorpios for their emotional depth and unyielding determination. When I think about how they approach challenges, it's clear that 2024 is shaping up to be a pivotal year for them. Nostradamus hinted at monumental financial rewards for Scorpios, and I genuinely believe there's something special brewing. Let's talk about that fierce determination for a moment. Scorpios don't just dip their toes in the water. They plunge right in, often leaving mediocrity far behind. There's a certain resilience that sets them apart. I remember watching a documentary about a famous Scorpio, Bill Gates, who didn't just stumble into success. His journey was paved with late nights and relentless focus, and that's the kind of mindset that will be critical in 2024. You know, I've often felt that Scorpios have an uncanny ability to assess situations, like they possess a sixth sense. This talent gives them a strategic edge that others often miss. Have you ever experienced that moment of clarity where you can just sense whether something is a good move or not? That's your Scorpio intuition kicking in. Nostradamus emphasizes that in the upcoming year, this quality will be amplified, allowing Scorpios to dominate the financial landscape. Now, let's connect this to another powerful Scorpio trait, the drive to create a legacy. It's not merely about amassing wealth for them, it's about building something enduring. Scorpios aim to leave a mark, whether through art, business, or philanthropy. I think that's a beautiful intention. When I reflect on the ambitious nature of Scorpios, I see how they aspire to create impact rather than just wealth. This year, 2024 will be about solidifying that legacy. Let's also not forget the cosmic influence of Pluto, Scorpios' ruling planet. It symbolizes transformation and rebirth, which plays a crucial role in their ability to take calculated risks. I've noticed that when Scorpios face challenges, they often rise from the ashes with renewed vigor. It's like they thrive in situations that might overwhelm others. If you've ever felt that urge to push harder or break through barriers, that's your inner Scorpio telling you it's time to act. When I think of famous Scorpios like Katy Perry, it's evident that they combine talent with an unshakable resolve to rise above challenges. Their paths to success weren't just a straight shot. They had to navigate obstacles, sometimes falling before they soared. But it's that tenacity, that refusal to back down, which will define Scorpios in 2024. And as the financial markets begin to shift, I believe Scorpios will be perfectly positioned to capitalize on emerging trends. They have that knack for spotting opportunities others might overlook. I often find myself wishing I could tap into that Scorpio energy, especially when navigating tricky situations. So if you're a Scorpio, embrace this upcoming year with an open heart and a strategic mind. Trust in your ability to turn challenges into triumphs. 2024 is your time to shine, to manifest those dreams, and to step into a realm of extraordinary financial success. As you navigate this journey, remember that your resilience, emotional depth, and sharp instincts are your greatest allies. You've got this. Aries. Just thinking about this fiery sign brings a rush of energy to my mind. If you're an Aries, you already know the thrill of embracing challenges head-on. I've always admired how Aries individuals approach life with an infectious enthusiasm and a fearless spirit. 2024 is shaping up to be a remarkable year for you, one where financial breakthroughs await. Nostradamus hinted that Aries would emerge as one of the most prosperous signs this year, and I can see why. You're not the type to wait for opportunities to knock on your door. Instead, you charge forward and create your own path. That fearless attitude you possess, it's going to be your greatest asset this year. Just picture this. You're navigating the unpredictable financial landscape, and while others might hesitate at the first sign of a storm, you're ready to dive right in. It's that courage that will transform challenges into golden opportunities. When I think of Aries, I can't help but recall the story of the Buddha's brave disciple who faced a formidable storm during his pilgrimage. Everyone warned him to turn back, but he pressed on, trusting his inner strength. In doing so, he uncovered a beautiful path that ultimately led him to prosperity. That's the kind of spirit that defines Aries. This year, your pioneering nature will not only set you apart, but also guide you toward success. It's like you have this built-in radar for spotting potential in uncharted territories, whether it's in innovative technology, real estate, or venture capital. You'll dive into unfamiliar waters, fueled by that fierce determination to achieve greatness. When others see obstacles, you'll see opportunities. How empowering is that? But let's take a moment to reflect. What does it truly mean to be a pioneer? Are you ready to embrace the unknown, even when it feels uncertain? Sometimes, as the Buddha teaches us, the greatest growth comes from stepping into discomfort. And I believe you're uniquely equipped for this journey. Your resilience, combined with your vision for the future, will break barriers and redefine what's possible in both your personal and professional life. In 2024, it's not just about achieving financial success. It's about establishing your power in strategic business areas. Think of all the exciting opportunities that await you in venture capital, real estate, and groundbreaking technologies. Yes, these paths come with risks, but your ability to navigate those risks is what will position you at the forefront of success. As you embark on this journey, remember to trust your instincts. The financial universe is wide open, and it's ready to reward your efforts. Embrace that pioneering spirit and let your courage lead the way. With each bold move, you'll not only claim your place, but also inspire others to follow suit. So, as you step into 2024, let that mantra echo in your mind. I am a pioneer of possibilities, turning challenges into triumphs. The future is bright, Aries, and it's yours for the taking. Taurus, if you're born under this steadfast sign, you probably resonate with the unwavering perseverance and practicality that define your nature. It's like you're that mountain standing firm against the storm, steadily building your wealth while others might rush in and out of trends. I can't help but admire how Taurus individuals approach financial matters with a cool head, carefully plotting their course rather than succumbing to impulse. As we step into 2024, Nostradamus foretells that Taurus will be among the wealthiest zodiac signs, and it's clear why. Your dedication to sustainable strategies and your long-term focus are about to pay off big time. Like the wise saying from the Buddha goes, "A jug fills drop by drop." You understand that financial prosperity is a gradual process, achieved through patience and consistent effort rather than quick fixes. In my experience, that meticulous mindset of yours, where you assess risks and consider potential outcomes before making decisions, has been a game changer. It's something I often strive for in my own life, especially when it comes to financial decisions, and I can see how it has helped you navigate turbulent times in the past. 2024 is your year to shine, Taurus. The strength of your character will guide you as your well-laid plans finally come to fruition. Your ability to resist temptation from flashy opportunities will keep you grounded. While others chase quick gains and are easily swayed by fleeting market trends, you'll remain focused on what truly matters: long-term stability and core values. In a world that often craves instant gratification, your steady nature will truly set you apart. It's as if you have a sixth sense for identifying the right opportunities without getting distracted by the noise around you. As the Dalai Lama wisely teaches, a disciplined mind leads to happiness. That discipline is what will allow you to make wise choices that reflect your values and ensure a prosperous future. So, as you look ahead, I encourage you to reflect on your journey. Remember, financial success isn't just about accumulating wealth, it's about building a legacy. In 2024, you'll not only achieve significant financial success, but you'll also lay down the foundation for stability and prosperity in the years to come. Embrace your nature and the principles that guide you. Trust in the power of your persistence and strategic thinking, knowing that the rewards of your labor are just around the corner. This is your moment, Taurus. Step into it with confidence and determination. As we embrace the journey into 2024, it's a time of significant opportunity for those born under Taurus. This year, you'll find yourself reaping the rewards of your past investments, proving that the mantra, "slow and steady wins the race," holds true. You embody this quality so well. It's like watching a seasoned gardener patiently nurture their plants, waiting for the right season to harvest the fruit of their labor. But let's not forget the power of gratitude in this equation. As Cicero once said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." This is a reminder that appreciating what you have can set the stage for even more blessings to flow into your life. As a Taurus, reflecting on the abundance already present around you can create a powerful current of positive energy. This year is an opportunity for you to take control of your financial destiny. Every moment spent reflecting on what you're grateful for amplifies the flow of prosperity coming your way. It's essential to recognize that wealth transcends mere material success. It's about crafting a life filled with purpose, peace, and stability. Keep your focus on your long-term goals, and 2024 will undoubtedly be a year of triumph for you. Now, as we shift gears, I want to take a moment to appreciate each of you for being here. It's truly rewarding to be part of this community, where we can share insights and experiences. Whether you're new to this journey or have been with us for a while, your thoughts matter. If you're feeling inspired, feel free to comment with, "I am ready for abundance," or "I am embracing my power." Your engagement not only fuels our growth, but also motivates us to continue bringing you enriching content. Now let's delve deeper into the concept of wealth through wisdom and how Buddhist teachings can guide us toward true prosperity in our modern world. It's easy to equate success with material wealth and status, but in doing so, we risk losing sight of what truly brings happiness and fulfillment. We often believe that our self-worth hinges on our financial standing or the accolades we acquire. Yet, despite our best efforts to accumulate more, many still feel an underlying emptiness, constantly chasing after the next achievement or possession, hoping it will fill the void. What if true prosperity isn't something tangible at all? What if it resides within us, rooted in the wisdom we cultivate, the peace we create, and the compassion we share with others? Buddhist teachings provide a transformative perspective that challenges our assumptions about wealth and success. They encourage us to seek a harmonious balance between the material and the spiritual aspects of life. Through timeless lessons on impermanence, mindfulness, and generosity, we come to realize that genuine prosperity stems not from accumulating more, but from living with wisdom, kindness, and inner contentment. The teachings of the Buddha guide us toward a path where financial well-being coexists with spiritual richness, allowing us to redefine success in a way that nurtures both our external lives and our inner peace. Consider the concept of impermanence, an integral teaching in Buddhism known as anicca. It serves as a reminder that all conditioned things, including wealth, are temporary. In our modern world, we often measure success by what we accumulate: money, property, and possessions. However, these attachments are fleeting. The Buddha wisely said, "All conditioned things are impermanent." Understanding this concept allows us to shift our perspective on prosperity, seeing it not as something tied to material accumulation, but as an experience rooted in inner peace. Wealth, in its material form, is much like the ebb and flow of tides, constantly changing, never stationary. The more we cling to these possessions, believing they will bring us security or happiness, the greater our risk of disappointment. It's crucial to recognize that wealth can vanish as quickly as it appears. Think of the countless stories of individuals who have built impressive fortunes only to lose them due to unexpected events, a stock market crash, natural disaster, or even personal mismanagement. The suffering often stems not from the loss itself, but from our attachment to the idea that wealth should be permanent. By embracing the impermanence of material wealth, we free ourselves from the grip of attachment. This realization enables us to view prosperity in a different light, one that transcends dollars and assets and is grounded in cultivating inner peace. I remember when I first started to grasp the true nature of money and wealth. It hit me during a conversation with a friend who was going through a tough time financially. He said something that stuck with me. "Money isn't everything, but it sure feels like it is when you don't have enough." That resonated deeply. I think we've all been there, right? Caught in the whirlwind of bills, expenses, and that ever-present desire to accumulate more. But as I reflected on my journey, I began to realize that money is just a tool, a means to an end, not the destination. This perspective can be liberating. The moment I started viewing wealth as a temporary visitor, rather than a permanent resident in my life, I felt this weight lift off my shoulders. It's a reminder that while money is important, it doesn't define my happiness or my worth. Living in today's fast-paced world, where consumerism and financial success are glorified, it's easy to lose sight of this balance. I found myself on the constant treadmill of more. But here's the kicker. The more I chased after wealth, the less peace I seemed to find. I was always preoccupied, always projecting my happiness into some future moment. If I just make this much, then I'll be happy. But that moment rarely comes, does it? Instead, I learned to appreciate the present, which is really all we ever have. A wise Zen master, Thich Nhat Hanh, said, "The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments." That statement truly changed my outlook. If I was constantly focused on acquiring more wealth, I was missing out on the richness of life unfolding right in front of me. So I started to shift my mindset. I began to appreciate wealth when it arrived, but not cling to it when it left. The departure of money became less of a loss and more of a natural ebb and flow. I remember a time when I made a significant financial mistake, investing in a scheme that promised quick returns. It felt like a loss at first, but over time I realized it was a valuable lesson. Instead of wallowing in regret, I chose to see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. I began to respect wealth as a tool for doing good, supporting family, contributing to causes I believed in, and pursuing projects that brought me joy. This change in perspective felt empowering. The Dalai Lama wisely pointed out that happiness is not something ready-made, it comes from your own actions. This couldn't be more true. As I started to use my resources to create value beyond myself, I felt a deeper sense of fulfillment. I discovered that financial success isn't just about accumulating wealth. It's about how we use it to enrich our lives and the lives of others. Understanding that wealth is impermanent taught me not to fear its loss, but to cherish its presence. It's a bit like hosting a party. You enjoy your guests while they're there, but you don't cling to them when they leave. This realization allowed me to navigate the complexities of financial life with less anxiety and more purpose. Now let's talk about wisdom. Often, when we hear the term wealth, we picture money, possessions, or social status. But, according to Buddhist teachings, true wealth isn't measured by these external markers. It's actually rooted in wisdom. The Buddha once said, "Wisdom is better than wealth, for wealth must be protected, while wisdom protects its possessor." This statement opened my eyes. Material wealth needs constant guarding. It can feel burdensome at times, but wisdom, on the other hand, enriches our lives in ways that are far more profound. Have you ever paused to think about what makes you feel rich? Is it really the numbers in your bank account? Or is it the relationships you nurture, the peace of mind you cultivate, and the joy you find in everyday moments? Wisdom guides us to see beyond superficial measures of success, allowing us to appreciate the depth of our experiences. I've learned that clinging to wealth or seeking happiness through material means is like trying to quench thirst with salt water. No matter how much we consume, we remain thirsty. The satisfaction from accumulating wealth often feels fleeting, and the desire for more can become a never-ending cycle. It's exhausting. So, what does wisdom look like in our daily lives? It's about understanding the impermanence of all things. Money, possessions, and status come and go. Wisdom encourages us to appreciate what we have without becoming attached to it. It teaches us to live with gratitude, contentment, and generosity. When I shifted my perspective to focus on inner wealth, I discovered real riches, not just in finances, but in relationships, experiences, and moments of genuine connection. That's where true happiness lies, and it's a journey I'm excited to continue. When I first started to think about what it really means to be wealthy, I had this revelation. True wealth isn't just about money or possessions. It's about cultivating qualities that enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. Kindness, compassion, and mindfulness can create a profound sense of fulfillment that no amount of money can buy. But how do we begin to develop this wisdom? It all starts with mindfulness. Being fully present in each moment helps us become aware of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. I often caught myself getting swept up in the pursuit of wealth, feeling stressed or conflicted over money matters. It was through practicing mindfulness that I began to notice these patterns, allowing me to reflect on the impact of my actions. Was I using my resources to support others, or was I trapped in a cycle of accumulation driven by status or security? This brings me to a core teaching in Buddhism, the practice of generosity, known as dana. Generosity isn't about giving away everything you own. It's about cultivating an abundance mindset and sharing what you have with others. I've experienced firsthand that when we give selflessly, we tap into a deeper sense of fulfillment and connection, a form of wealth that surpasses any material possession. Take a moment to reflect. How would your life change if you shifted your focus from acquiring more to simply appreciating and sharing what you already have? What small steps could you take today to cultivate wisdom in your own life? True prosperity doesn't hinge on the quantity of what we have, but on how deeply we understand life and how we use that understanding to live with kindness, compassion, and mindfulness. Let's talk about developing spiritual wealth. This concept is deeply embedded in Buddhist teachings and offers incredible guidance for anyone seeking true fulfillment. While society often equates material wealth with success, Buddhism teaches us that nurturing spiritual wealth is essential for a meaningful life, one that transcends the fleeting satisfaction of external possessions. One of the most powerful tools for cultivating spiritual wealth is meditation. Through consistent practice, we learn to quiet our minds and connect with our inner selves. In that stillness, we discover true peace, a peace that isn't reliant on money, status, or possessions, but emerges from within us. As the Buddha wisely said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." This quote perfectly captures the essence of spiritual wealth as an internal journey, something we cannot buy or achieve through external means. But spiritual wealth doesn't stop at inner peace. Buddhism emphasizes compassion as another key pillar of this concept. Compassion allows us to connect with others, recognizing that their struggles and joys are intertwined with our own. When we cultivate compassion, we expand our perspective beyond ourselves, understanding that true prosperity lies in the love and kindness we extend to others. I remember hearing the Dalai Lama say that love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. This statement struck a chord with me. In pursuing spiritual wealth, we realize that our relationships and our capacity to give and receive love are far more valuable than any material possession. In a world where success is often measured by what we own or the power we wield, the Buddhist teaching of spiritual wealth challenges us to redefine prosperity. It invites us to look beyond the surface and question the societal narrative that equates wealth with happiness. The most enduring form of wealth is the wisdom we cultivate within ourselves. Wisdom in Buddhism isn't just about knowledge. It's a deep understanding of the nature of reality, the impermanence of things, and the interconnectedness of all beings. This wisdom guides us to live more mindfully, making choices that reflect our true values rather than succumbing to external pressures or desires. As I embraced the notion of spiritual wealth, I found my sense of contentment growing, not because I had more, but because I needed less. This inner foundation of peace, compassion, and wisdom provides an unshakable anchor amidst life's ups and downs. In a modern world often riddled with stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction, prioritizing spiritual wealth becomes crucial. It doesn't mean giving up on material success. Instead, it creates a balance, ensuring that our pursuits for material wealth don't come at the expense of our inner well-being. As Lao Tzu beautifully articulated, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." This speaks to a profound realization. True abundance isn't about accumulation. It's about recognizing the sufficiency in what we already have. Ultimately, developing spiritual wealth transforms our understanding of prosperity. It teaches us that genuine fulfillment comes not from what we possess, but from who we become and how we connect with the world around us. The journey toward true prosperity is a deeply enriching one, waiting for each of us to embrace. Wealth isn't just about the money we earn or the possessions we acquire. It's about building a life anchored in values that truly nourish our souls, values that withstand the test of time. Sure, external wealth can bring us comfort and convenience, but it's the wealth of spirit, peace, wisdom, and love that provides lasting joy and fulfillment. It allows us to navigate life with purpose and clarity, untouched by the temporary highs and lows of the material world. As I reflect on my own journey, I've come to realize that the richest people aren't those with the most money. They're those who have cultivated the greatest inner wealth. The Buddha's teachings resonate deeply here. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. These words can guide us as we build a wealth that truly matters, one that no one can take from us. If you followed along this far, you're already taking steps toward genuine prosperity by exploring the wisdom found in Buddhist teachings. Think about it. What does a life of meaningful abundance look like to you? It's about finding that balance and understanding what wealth means on a deeper level. Let's dive into the concept of karma in financial matters, which serves as a powerful reminder of how our actions shape not only our spiritual well-being, but also our material prosperity. Karma isn't some mystical force. It reflects the principle of cause and effect. When we act with integrity, work hard, and generously share our wealth with others, we're planting seeds that can grow into a harvest of abundance. It's crucial to grasp that true prosperity goes beyond merely accumulating wealth for ourselves. Buddhism teaches that hoarding wealth or using it selfishly leads to suffering, not just for us, but for those around us. In contrast, when we view wealth as a tool for good, a resource to share, we create a cycle of positivity, compassion, and joy that extends well beyond our individual lives. Consider the story of Anathapindika, a wealthy follower of the Buddha known for his incredible generosity. He used his vast fortune to support the Buddha's teachings and help the poor, the sick, and the needy. Anathapindika never hesitated to share what he had, understanding that his wealth was not merely his own to keep, but a means to uplift others. Even with his immense wealth, he lived simply, consistently putting the needs of others above his own. As a result, his acts of kindness and generosity cultivated immense positive karma. His life serves as a testament to how wealth, when wielded wisely and selflessly, can bring joy and fulfillment, not just to oneself, but to the entire community. This brings us to the essence of karmic financial prosperity. When we conduct our business dealings with honesty, treat our colleagues with respect, work diligently and fairly, and give back to our communities, we don't just accumulate material wealth. We experience emotional and spiritual richness as well. Karma teaches us that what we put out into the world will inevitably return to us. If our actions stem from greed or dishonesty, we'll face the consequences of that. Conversely, when we cultivate virtues like generosity, ethical conduct, and mindfulness, we create the conditions for true prosperity, not just in this life, but in future ones too. So let's pause and reflect. How do you use your wealth or resources? Are you holding tightly out of fear or desire for more? Or are you willing to share what you have with those in need? Think about the moments you've been generous. How did that make you feel? Did it bring you a sense of peace and joy? Karma isn't just a distant concept. It's something we can experience daily through our choices. Every time we act with kindness, every time we choose to give instead of take, we create positive energy that will eventually return to us in some form. The lesson is straightforward. Wealth gained through ethical means and used for the benefit of others leads to a deeper, more meaningful kind of prosperity. The Buddhist path teaches us that by practicing generosity, integrity, and compassion in financial matters, we're not just building wealth for ourselves, we're contributing to the well-being of the world around us. By aligning our financial actions with the law of karma, we create a life rich in abundance, not just in material terms, but in happiness, peace, and fulfillment. So next time you ponder your financial situation, ask yourself, what kind of wealth are you cultivating? Are you contributing to a cycle of generosity, or are you caught in the trap of accumulation? Remember, the choice is always yours. About keeping track of numbers. It's a holistic approach that integrates our values and consciousness into our financial decisions. When I think back on my own experiences, it's clear how crucial mindfulness has been in shaping my financial journey. Mindfulness, in this context, is a powerful tool that transforms our inner world and how we manage our external resources. In today's fast-paced environment, it's all too easy to get swept away by the relentless push to acquire more wealth, more possessions, more status. This often leads to reckless spending or poorly thought-out investments. But what if we approached our finances with the same mindfulness we cultivate on the meditation cushion? To be mindful in financial management means being fully aware of our choices and taking a moment to pause before we act. It's about considering the long-term consequences of our actions rather than succumbing to impulse. Thich Nhat Hanh, a renowned Buddhist monk, said, "Mindfulness is the miracle by which we master and restore ourselves." This wisdom can directly apply to how we handle our money. When we embrace mindfulness, we become more thoughtful and deliberate in our spending and investing. We start making decisions that align with our values and long-term goals instead of being swayed by fleeting desires or societal pressures. This practice encourages us to ask ourselves some critical questions. Does this purchase bring lasting fulfillment, or is it simply a momentary indulgence? Is this investment supporting my future well-being, or is it driven by greed or fear? The Buddha's teachings remind us that true abundance doesn't come from what we have, but from what we enjoy. This perspective shifts the focus from accumulation to appreciation. By applying mindfulness to our financial choices, we create a sustainable and responsible approach to our resources, one that nurtures our material needs while promoting inner peace. In a society constantly bombarding us with advertisements and social pressures to spend beyond our means, mindfulness teaches us to slow down. We can observe these temptations without getting caught up in them, allowing us to make decisions rooted in wisdom rather than impulse. This practice can help us avoid unnecessary debt, overspending, and the stress that often accompanies living beyond our means. Lao Tzu once said, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." This insight encourages us to recognize the importance of moderation and sufficiency, which can cultivate a sense of financial stability not dependent on external factors, but grounded in a mindful awareness of our true needs. Another essential aspect of mindfulness in financial management is understanding how our actions impact others. Buddhism teaches the principle of interconnectedness, highlighting that our choices affect not only ourselves, but also the wider community and environment. Mindful financial management, therefore, involves considering the ethical implications of our spending and investments. Are we supporting companies that align with our values, or are we inadvertently contributing to harm through exploitation or environmental degradation? The Dalai Lama wisely noted, "Our prime purpose in this life is to help others, and if you can't help them, at least don't harm them." By being mindful of where we allocate our money, we can contribute to a more just and compassionate world while also securing our financial well-being. Incorporating mindfulness into financial management also helps us embrace uncertainty with greater equanimity. The world of finance can be unpredictable, with markets fluctuating and economies changing rapidly. Mindfulness teaches us to remain calm and centered amidst this uncertainty, allowing us to make more rational and balanced decisions instead of reacting with fear or greed. We learn to take a step back, assess the situation thoughtfully, and choose actions aligned with our long-term financial goals and values. In conclusion, mindfulness in financial management is about more than just keeping track of numbers. It's about weaving our values and consciousness into every financial decision we make. By practicing mindfulness, we cultivate clarity and intention, transforming our approach to wealth into one that reflects our deepest values and aspirations. And as we navigate our financial journeys with mindfulness, we open ourselves up to not just material success, but a life rich with meaning and purpose. So, what seeds are you planting with your financial actions today? What kind of harvest will they bring you tomorrow? About accumulation, but about cultivating a mindset that values experiences, relationships, and personal growth over material possessions. Letting go of attachment to wealth is one of the most powerful lessons that Buddhism offers when it comes to achieving true prosperity. We often fall into the trap of believing that wealth equals happiness. thinking that the more we have, the more secure and fulfilled we will be. But have you ever paused to reflect on this pursuit? Does constantly chasing after material wealth really bring peace? Or does it leave us feeling more anxious and restless? The desire to cling to material possessions brings with it a heavy burden, the fear of losing what we've accumulated. This fear can shadow us, constantly reminding us of our vulnerabilities and inhibiting our ability to fully embrace life. When we attach ourselves to wealth, we may not realize it, but we trade our peace of mind for a false sense of security. This is where the Buddhist principle of non-attachment becomes crucial. In Buddhist teachings, it is emphasized that everything in life is impermanent, including wealth. By understanding and accepting the impermanence of material things, we can shift our focus from external riches to the internal wealth of personal growth, compassion, and wisdom. Letting go of attachment does not mean you have to give away all your possessions or stop earning money. Rather, it's about changing your relationship with wealth. When we release the desire to hoard material goods, we open ourselves to a deeper sense of freedom. Without this attachment, we can use wealth wisely, whether that's helping others, supporting loved ones, or investing in causes that matter to us. The key is balance. It's not about rejecting wealth, but understanding that it should serve us, not enslave us. Consider the story of a monk and a wealthy man. One day, a rich man approached the monk, boasting about his vast wealth and luxurious possessions. The monk simply smiled and asked, "Are you happy?" The man paused, reflecting on his life, and admitted, "Not really. I'm constantly worried about my business, losing my money, and whether people like me for who I am or for what I have." The monk replied, "True wealth is not measured by what you own, but by what you can let go of. If you are attached to your wealth, it will become a prison. But if you can release your hold on it, you will find freedom and peace." This story illustrates that the richest person is not necessarily the one with the most possessions, but rather the one who experiences the least attachment. When you detach from the constant need for more, you create space in your life for something far more valuable: peace of mind and personal growth. The freedom that comes from letting go allows you to see wealth for what it truly is: a tool, not a goal. By understanding this, you learn to use wealth wisely, making choices that nurture your spirit instead of feeding your ego. Reflect on your own life. What would it look like if you were no longer consumed by the desire to accumulate more? What if you could find contentment in simply having enough? By practicing detachment, you stop measuring your self-worth by the size of your bank account. You begin to recognize that true prosperity comes from living a life filled with balance, kindness, and generosity. When viewed through this lens, it becomes clear that prosperity is about much more than material success. It's about cultivating an open heart and a mind free from the relentless craving for more. True wealth emerges from a mind at peace, a heart filled with compassion, and the wisdom to know what truly matters in life. In letting go of attachment to wealth, you discover that the greatest treasures are those you can't lose: your integrity, compassion, and wisdom. These are the forms of wealth that bring lasting happiness. The lesson here is both simple and profound. It is not wealth itself that brings suffering, but our attachment to it. By freeing yourself from that attachment, you open the door to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Through the teachings of the Buddha, we are invited to redefine prosperity. We learn that true wealth is not found in what we accumulate, but in the richness of our inner lives, the depth of our relationships, and the impact we have on the world around us. As we let go of attachment and embrace a more mindful relationship with wealth, we cultivate a sense of true prosperity that enriches our lives and the lives of others. The things that genuinely matter to us. You know, I've had moments where I found myself deep in the grind, chasing after every dollar I could get my hands on. It felt like I was on a never-ending treadmill, always running but never really going anywhere fulfilling. I had nice things, cars, clothes, the whole package, but I was also stressed, anxious, and felt a bit empty inside. It made me pause and really think about what I was doing. In those moments, I started asking myself some tough questions. Am I clinging too tightly to my possessions? Is my attachment to wealth costing me my peace of mind? I realized that when I focused solely on accumulating more, I lost sight of what really mattered: my relationships, my health, my inner peace. It's kind of wild how we often think that more money will solve our problems, but the truth is that wealth by itself doesn't bring fulfillment. I came across a powerful teaching from the Buddha that emphasized balancing material wealth with spiritual growth. It struck a chord with me. Imagine someone who pours every ounce of their energy into chasing material success. They hustle hard, rack up wealth, and surround themselves with all the trappings of success. But at the end of the day, they sit in their beautiful homes and luxurious cars feeling a sense of emptiness. Why? Because material wealth can never fill the deeper spiritual need for connection, meaning, and inner peace. So, let's flip this around and think about our own lives. How do we balance our pursuit of financial success with our spiritual well-being? Have you ever felt like you're grinding away for that next paycheck, only to find yourself increasingly disconnected from the things that truly matter? Maybe it's your family, your friends, or even your own sense of purpose. This realization was eye-opening for me. True prosperity, I learned, is holistic. It's not just about the money in your bank account. It's about nurturing your soul, cultivating your mind, and contributing to the happiness of others. When I started to measure my wealth not in terms of dollars, but in how aligned I was with my values and how fulfilled I felt, everything shifted. So, what is prosperity? When I used to hear that word, I thought of financial abundance, having enough to live comfortably, to take care of my family, and to enjoy life. Money is undeniably important. It meets our basic needs and allows us to support causes that matter to us. But the Buddha teaches us that there are two types of wealth: material wealth, which includes money and possessions, and spiritual wealth, which encompasses inner peace, wisdom, and compassion. When we overfocus on one and neglect the other, we create an imbalance that leads to suffering. I realized that to achieve this balance and cultivate both types of wealth, we need to practice mindfulness. It's about being fully present and aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. I started stepping back from the hustle and asking myself some important questions. Why am I doing what I'm doing? What are my true priorities? How much energy am I spending on making money versus growing spiritually? The Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." This advice hit me hard. It reminded me that true wealth isn't found in the hustle, but in being fully present. As I cultivated mindfulness, I began to understand that money, while useful, isn't the ultimate goal. True prosperity comes from living in alignment with my values, finding joy in simple things, and serving others with a compassionate heart. This doesn't mean rejecting material wealth or living in poverty. Instead, it's about using wealth as a tool for good, a means to support the things that genuinely matter in life. I learned to ask myself how I could use my financial resources to uplift others, contribute to my community, and create a positive impact in the world around me. This approach transformed my relationship with money and my sense of purpose. So the next time you find yourself caught in the cycle of wanting more, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, what is my true priority? Am I sacrificing my peace of mind for material gain? The path to true prosperity is one where we harmonize our material and spiritual wealth, ultimately leading to a more fulfilled and balanced life, and the little moments that often go unnoticed. I remember a time when I was caught in that relentless cycle of wanting more money, more things, more recognition. I was so focused on what was next that I forgot to appreciate what I already had. It was exhausting, and I felt a constant sense of anxiety that something was always missing. One day, I decided to take a step back. I sat quietly and thought about my life. What truly made me happy? It wasn't the fancy car or the latest gadget. It was the laughter of friends, the warmth of family, and the beauty of a sunset. This realization hit me hard. Contentment isn't about having more. It's about appreciating what's already around us. The Buddha's teaching that contentment is the greatest wealth started to resonate deeply. In today's world, we often confuse happiness with accumulation. We chase after the next big purchase, believing it will somehow fill the void inside us. But in reality, that chase often leaves us feeling emptier than before. The more we seek, the more we find ourselves unsatisfied. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes. No matter how much we pour in, it never stays full. So how do we cultivate this sense of contentment? It starts with gratitude. Practicing gratitude each day allows us to shift our focus from what we lack to what we already possess. I began keeping a gratitude journal, jotting down a few things each day that I appreciated. It could be as simple as enjoying a hot cup of coffee in the morning or a kind word from a friend. Over time, I noticed how this practice shifted my mindset. I started feeling more fulfilled and at peace with my life as it was, rather than how I thought it should be. In Buddhist philosophy, contentment, known as santi, is about being satisfied with what we have and where we are. This doesn't mean we should stop striving for improvement or abandon our dreams. Instead, it encourages us to hold our desires lightly and appreciate our current circumstances. When we embrace contentment, we liberate ourselves from the exhausting cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. I've found that true prosperity arises not from having everything we want, but from wanting what we have. It's a transformative shift in perspective. I began to find joy in the little things, like the sound of rain on my window or the smell of fresh bread baking. These moments became treasures in my day-to-day life, reminding me that happiness doesn't always come from grand achievements, but often from the simple joys that are already present. But let's take this a step further. When we cultivate contentment within ourselves, we create a ripple effect that can uplift others too. Think about it. When you're genuinely happy and content, that energy radiates to those around you. It inspires kindness, compassion, and connection. I noticed that the more I practiced contentment, the more I wanted to share my joy and resources with others, whether through acts of service or simply by being more present and attentive in my relationships. The Buddha's teachings remind us that true wealth isn't about how much we have. It's about how we live, love, and contribute to the world around us. This perspective invites us to use our material resources wisely, not as a measure of our success, but as tools to enhance our experiences and the well-being of those we care about. As we move forward, let's embrace the idea that true prosperity is not something we can quantify in dollars or possessions. Instead, it's something that lives within us, in our hearts, in our minds, and in our actions. May we strive to cultivate contentment as the foundation of our lives, finding joy and peace in every moment. By doing so, we'll not only enrich our own lives, but also bring joy and harmony to those around us, creating a more compassionate and connected world. We can all agree that it's far too easy to get trapped in that relentless cycle of wanting more. I've been there myself, thinking that the next promotion, the latest gadget, or that shiny new car would finally bring me the happiness I was searching for. But what Buddhism teaches is profound. This kind of attachment to external circumstances doesn't bring fulfillment. Instead, it leads to a never-ending chase for something that can never fully satisfy us. I found myself often worrying about what I lacked or comparing my life to others, only to feel envy creeping in. It was exhausting, to say the least. But here's the twist. When we start practicing contentment, we can shift our focus from scarcity to abundance. We begin to see the blessings that are already present in our lives, like the love of family and friends, the beauty of nature, or even the simple pleasure of having a peaceful mind. Mindfulness became my anchor in this journey. By being fully present in each moment, I could observe my thoughts and desires without becoming overly attached to them. It helped me recognize when I was spiraling into dissatisfaction, gently guiding me back to the present, where peace can truly be found. The Buddha often emphasized this deep sense of contentment, reminding us that true happiness and peace don't depend on external wealth. They come from inner stability and acceptance. Contentment isn't about being complacent or stagnant, though. It doesn't mean we stop striving for improvement or abandon our goals. Instead, it invites us to pursue our aspirations from a place of peace rather than from a sense of lack. When we are content, we can still grow and achieve, but we're no longer driven by neediness. Instead, our actions are motivated by wisdom, compassion, and a genuine desire to contribute positively to our own lives and the lives of others. This inner contentment opens the door to one of the cornerstones of true prosperity: generosity. When we genuinely feel that we have enough, we're much more inclined to share our wealth, whether that's time, kindness, or material goods, with those around us. I've found that generosity deepens our connection to others and reinforces the idea that true wealth isn't measured by possessions, but by what we give. Imagine living without the fear of not having enough, without the anxiety of keeping up with others. What a freeing thought. You'd realize you're already rich, not in terms of your bank account, but because of the peace, joy, and contentment that reside within you. So, how do we infuse more contentment into our daily lives? A great starting point is practicing gratitude. Each day, I take a moment to reflect on what I'm thankful for. It could be the support of friends and family, the beauty of a sunrise, or simply the air filling my lungs. This practice shifts our focus away from what's lacking and helps us recognize the abundance already present. Over time, this habit of appreciation creates a contentment that doesn't rely on external circumstances. Another vital step is simplifying our lives. By letting go of unnecessary desires and distractions, we can concentrate on what truly matters, creating more space for contentment to flourish. The Buddha encouraged living simply, not as an act of deprivation, but as a way to cultivate inner wealth. I've discovered that when I stop chasing after more and start appreciating what I already have, my needs become far fewer than I once believed. Ultimately, contentment is the foundation of true prosperity. It's a state of mind that allows us to find joy and peace in the present moment, regardless of our external situations. When we learn to be content, we free ourselves from the endless pursuit of more and open ourselves to the true riches of life, peace, love, and wisdom. As we walk this path, we come to realize that we are already wealthy beyond measure, simply because we're alive and capable of experiencing the beauty of this moment. The Buddha taught that health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and faithfulness the best relationship. Let these words resonate with us, reminding us that the true treasures in life aren't found in material possessions, but in the contentment and peace we cultivate within. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. Together, let's strive to embrace contentment as a way of living, fostering a rich inner life that shines brightly in all we do. I've been diving deep into the intricate dance between wealth, power, and success, and I must say, it's both fascinating and eye-opening. When I first started exploring this topic, I often thought success was all about accumulating material wealth. You know, the fancy cars, the big house, and the enviable job title. But over time, I realized that true prosperity isn't just about what's in our bank accounts. It's about understanding ourselves and how we can use our unique strengths to navigate the opportunities that life throws our way. As I reflect on my own journey, I can't help but think of how easy it is to get caught up in the idea of success as a checklist of achievements. I used to chase after promotions and accolades, thinking that they would bring me the fulfillment I was looking for. But what I've learned is that while external success can be nice, it doesn't truly satisfy the deeper parts of us. It's in understanding our own values, building resilience, and nurturing compassion that we find lasting fulfillment. Now let's talk about this alignment with the stars, which can seem mystical but has practical implications. It's not just about fortune-telling or waiting for a lucky break. It's about using that cosmic energy to guide our decisions and actions. I find that when I tap into this perspective, I start seeing opportunities where I once saw obstacles. It's like a lens that helps me view challenges as chances for growth rather than roadblocks. In my experience, one of the most transformative things we can do is cultivate inner wisdom. This isn't about having all the answers, but being open to learning and evolving. I remember a time when I faced a significant setback in my career. Instead of seeing it as a failure, I chose to reflect on what I could learn from it. That moment of introspection became a turning point for me. opening up new avenues I hadn't considered before. Resilience plays a crucial role here too. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, and it's our ability to bounce back that defines our path. I've learned that resilience isn't just about enduring tough times, it's also about embracing change and adapting. This is where that inner strength can be your best ally. When I face challenges, I remind myself that each setback is an opportunity to rise stronger and wiser. Now, let's not forget the importance of compassion, both for ourselves and others. In a world that often pushes us to compete and compare, taking a step back to practice empathy can be incredibly grounding. I've found that when I approach my relationships with kindness and understanding, I not only foster deeper connections, but also create a support network that enriches my journey. As we move forward, let's embrace this holistic view of prosperity. It's not just about what we achieve on the outside. It's about nurturing the qualities that lead to a fulfilling life. I encourage you to reflect on what true wealth means to you. How can you harness your strengths to create not just personal success, but also a positive impact on those around you? And as we continue exploring this journey together, I genuinely want to hear your thoughts. What resonates with you? Are there insights or experiences you'd like to share? Let's create a community where we can learn from each other as we navigate this path of wisdom. I appreciate you being part of this conversation, and I look forward to diving deeper into these topics in our next discussions. Together, we can find our way toward a richer, more fulfilling life that honors both our inner and outer worlds.